Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. I did not plan on having another live today. But hey, Dustin, but I definitely wanted to talk about this because there's definitely mixed feelings over Fani, and I believe her name is pronounced Fani. People have been calling her Fanny, but I believe her name is pronounced Fani Willis, okay? And I just wanted to give my opinion on it. Hey, Shayla. So, for those who may not know the background right now, and I'm sure you guys have seen clips or seen the whole thing, the whole testimony, but Fani Willis is the district attorney in Atlanta. Okay. She is the district attorney in Atlanta. And she is the one, if I'm not mistaken, who brought the charges against Trump in regards to the 2020 election issues. Okay. She is the one who did that. Hey, Aspen. Hey, Yuli. Hey, Nene. So yeah, she is the one who actually brought those charges against him. Now, from my understanding, the reason why they are questioning her and the gentleman by the name of Nathan Wade is because Fani is the one who actually hired Nathan Wade as a independent contractor. He's an attorney also, to actually lead the case, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to the Trump case. Okay. So she actually hired him. This is where the problem comes in. Apparently, allegedly, she was having a personal, private relationship with him. Not on a professional level, but a personal level, okay? And apparently, the reason why they started to investigate is because of Nathan Wade's own ex-wife, who apparently at the time, I guess all of this was going on, allegedly they were still married. So some have tried to claim that allegedly Fani was dealing with him while he was still married. Don't know if they were separated, but I guess allegedly they're saying he was still married. But the ex-wife is the one who brought it to their attention. And when they started to investigate, apparently they found that she paid Nathan Wade's, I guess, law group, I guess, for this Trump case, somewhere around $600,000. I've heard 650. Some people have said $700,000, but she paid him allegedly a substantial amount of money for this particular case. Okay. Allegedly, this is what she did. And so they started to investigate to find out that they had an intimate relationship. They were taking trips together. They were pretty much having freaky tales, allegedly, and doing the damn thing. And so, because of that, by her being a district attorney, and she is supposed to have someone on this case that is pretty much clean, that she has no connection with, for her to have that type of connection with him, all hell broke loose. So, of course, you have Trump supporters who feel like this was a straight witch hunt. Of course, we remember the infamous mugshot that he did in Atlanta in Fulton County. They were saying it was a witch hunt. So now it's almost like the tables are turning, and now they're doing a witch hunt on Fani Willis in regards to this situation. Now, that's just the backstory, okay? Yes, allegedly, the wife is the one who brought this to their attention. The ex-wife, allegedly, all right? And I have to say allegedly because this is just based on the information that I have. I'm not going to say factual, especially when you're dealing with a lot of damn attorneys in this situation, okay? And you're going to see how fiery she is when it comes to this testimony. So with that, that's how it all came out. Then on top of that, Fani, alleged friend, maybe she thought they were a friend or whatever the case may be. Her name is Robin. She takes the stand and she actually says that her relationship, Fani's relationship with Nathan Wade, the one that she hired for Trump's case, You know what I mean? That not for Trump's case. They had this relationship going for years. I guess what they're trying to say, Fani and Nathan are trying to say, is this didn't overlap. But let Robin apparently say it. They've been dating each other, dealing with each other allegedly for years. So therefore, it's almost implied that there was favoritism involved and there was some shady stuff involved. And by her being a DA, she is supposed to make them very aware of all of her personal, interference, money, funding, all of that stuff. And I guess apparently she didn't let them know. All right. So that's just to give a backstory of just some of the information of what is going on and why now I want to say these are Trump's attorneys. They're trying to pretty much put her on the stand to kind of lose her credibility, because I guess she was going to be also a part of, trying this case against Trump. But I guess at this point, they're trying to disqualify her from trying this case or being a part of the case. But the problem is, from what I am hearing, this could easily be deeper than her just being removed from the Trump case. Based on attorneys that I actually respect, who don't have, a dog in this fight. And what I mean by that, the political fight, they don't have a dog in this fight. From my understanding, not only could she possibly lose her job as DA, she can possibly lose her freaking license to practice law, allegedly. Okay? She could easily, apparently, lose her license. Not just DA, but could lose her license. All right? So, as a fellow Black woman who I have worked very hard to achieve what I have achieved, it was not an easy task for this Black woman to become DA of a major city. I don't know how many we have in the United States, but I'm going to assume we don't have that many. Okay. And she graduated from Howard University in 1992. She went to Emory Law in Atlanta, Georgia. After that, she has practiced private law. She has been around, and she is now the DA. And so I'm disappointed. I'm annoyed because it's not easy to get to that level. It's not easy to get to that level as a Black woman. That's first things first. And the problem is that she truly allowed her emotions to get the best of her. Okay. She allowed her emotions to get the best of her. She is from Inglewood, California. And let me tell y'all something. She showed her ass, and she showed that she was from the wood. She showed her ass. And as much as some people are like, she's my shero because she explains, how a man is not a plan, he's a companion, and some of the things that she was saying, and some people was like, she my shero, she letting them know that she ain't playing that. And while it was entertaining, I suppose, because definitely, typically when I'm looking at long cases like this, I tend to fall asleep when you see like the testimonies and you have the prosecutor and the defense attorney going back and forth questioning. I get very bored. But in this situation, she made it very entertaining, but in my opinion, for all the wrong reasons. Now, I was able to get certain clips. I'm going to play those clips. This is fair use. I'm going to let y'all just check out just snippets. This is not even everything of just kind of what was going on in the courtroom for those who did not see it. Okay, so check this out.
As he told me one time, the only thing a woman can do for him is make him a sandwich. We would have brutal arguments about the fact that I am your equal. I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. And so there was tension always in our relationship, which is why I would give him his money back. I don't need anybody to foot my bills. The only man who's ever foot my bills completely is my daddy.
To us getting Delta records for flights that you may have taken with Mr. Wade.
Well, no. Look, I object to you getting records. You've been intrusive into people's personal lives. You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial.
He'd ever visit you at a place that you
He
resided?
has never been to my home in South Fulton. 2020 was before I knew that a phone call was going to be made and I was going to have to abandon my home. As a result thereof, he never visited, lived at, came to, or has seen South Fulton.
You qualified that with your home in South Fulton.
That's where I lived in 2020.
2020, did he ever visit you at a place that you resided?
Okay. I don't understand. You're about to give me guys. In 2020, I lived in South Fulton.
Okay.
That's the only place I lived in South Fulton. That's before I had to abandon my home, Judge.
All right.
And at my home in South Fulton, he never came there, okay? So if you don't come someplace, you can't live there.
Ms. Willis, I'm going to have to caution you. This is going to be the first time I have to caution you. We have to listen to the questions as asked.
House. I know you classified one as house and one as condo, so I'm trying to use those terms.
So but there's been more see, what you don't understand is because of this case, I got to move. And so I need
Commissioner, if you could ask a more precise question.
Yes, please, give me the time period.
Mr. Wade visited you at the place you laid your head.
When?
Has he ever visited you at the place you laid your head?
So let's be clear, because you lied in this. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth,
Judge.
And it is a lie. It is a lie.
Ms. Willis? Mr. Sena, thank you. We're going to take 5 minutes. Be back in 5.
Now, in my opinion, the judge was trying to save her. He even said in that one part where you see that the camera goes towards the judge, he said he may have to strike her testimony because she just, mind you, she is talking to a judge that way. And she's also talking to the actual prosecuting attorney that way, or defendant attorney that way. And she's a DA. This is not just your random, you know what I'm saying, girl who's being questioned. This is an attorney herself who's practiced for almost 30 years, okay? And she is talking to them in this way. Now, mind you, I get it. I get it as a Black woman. I feel like a lot of people are real quick to say, oh, she did that. She said that. Damn it. Come on, y'all. She was wrong. She was wrong. She went too far in her approach and how she handled the situation. She went too far. So let me just give you glimpses. Let me just give you pieces of what I heard from all of this. Because when I tell you my head was about to like explode, it's a lot. The main thing is they were talking about how many times they had interaction between the time that I guess they felt it was inappropriate. Hell, I guess the whole entire time her whole relationship with him was inappropriate. They talk about the trips that they took. They talk about the lunches that they had. They talk about the dinners that they had, which is why in the beginning when she said a man is not a plan, he's a companion. And that's why she was so busy always trying to give him his money back because of how he felt about women and how only women can make him a sandwich. She claims the whole entire time when they took trips, when they went places, if she paid him back, she paid him back in cash. Okay? She also said, and I was actually about to say that, Aspen, she said, my friends, if they say it's a G, then I give them 1,000. When I tell you she completely forgot her education, she was like, if they say it's a G, I give them 1,000. When they say it's a G, that's what you say. You're saying this like literally in a court on the witness stand. Like you're saying if it's a G and you're DA, she forgot where she was. She truly forgot where she was. So she keeps saying that any trips that they took, anytime she paid this man back, she paid him in cash. Now, why did she constantly say she paid him in cash? Why did he also say that he received money? Nathan Wade said he received money from her in cash. Well, you can't trace cash. To a certain extent, you can't trace cash. However, She did say when it came to paying Robin, the so-called friend who pretty much testified against her, she said with Robin, when she stayed in Robin's condo and she had to pay Robin, I guess, money for the lease or the electric bill or whatever the case may be, she paid her via Cash App, allegedly. So you paid her Cash App, but you paid him everything in cash. Now, they say, okay, well, if you paid him in cash, wouldn't you have record of the money that you were taking out, the large sums of money that you were taking out to give to him? And was also asking Nathan, the money she gave you, wouldn't you have record of possibly depositing that money? There was really, in my opinion, no straight answer in the situation. You guys, this doesn't look good. And I don't practice law, but based on what I am hearing from friends that I know that practice law, to one of my favorite judges, Judge Joe Brown, this shit don't look good for her at all. And it got so bad, they literally, now even just these pictures I'm showing you, look at her eyes. Look at her eyes, like she was ready for war. They had to have her own father testify. Now, her father is also an attorney, okay? Now, for him to be 80-something years old, he handled himself very, very well. Very, very well. You know what I mean? He handled himself very well. She, however, did not. And you know who also handled themselves well? The guy that she was dating, Nathan Wade, which is right here. He was yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. She even said on one point when she got on the stand, Nathan is a Southern gentleman. I am not, though. So in other words, he's a Southern gentleman. He may say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and may not lose his cool, but I am not. That's pretty much what she was saying. Like, yeah, in my opinion, she was just like, yeah, he's a Southern gentleman. I am not. So with that, let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah. So she knows how to deviate and how to get herself removed from having to testify. You know what's interesting? And I thought this myself. And it's so funny that once I thought about this and then I heard Judge Joe Brown, I said, well, damn it. I said, I'm not even an attorney. I said, why didn't she plead the fifth? And Judge Joe Brown said she should have done that. And she could have done that. She could have pleaded the fifth. She didn't have to be up there. She could have, or if she was up there, she could have just pleaded the fifth. Because I was like, why is she talking so much? Why? And he was saying, Judge Joe Brown was like, because of arrogance and everything else, she felt the need to say what she needed to say, but she didn't have to say anything at all. So, exactly. Yeah, it came off that way. I don't like wine. I prefer Grey Goose. Now, I don't think she forgot. You notice whenever she said black, they about face quickly. Oh, and she also said she wasn't about to emasculate a black man. Meanwhile, though, you protecting this black man, but is this black man really protecting you? Oh, we about to talk about it. Of course, we know what a G means because it's everyday ebonics that we use, but unfortunately, some people are going to take that as her ignorance shown in the court of law. Yes, but we, Joseph, meaning people within our community, know what a G means. But again, that's why I said she forgot where she was. She thought she was talking to not her professional peers, but her homegirl peers. That's where she went wrong. She really forgot where she was. She was still in a professional setting, representing herself as the DA of a major city. And she completely forgot that. She completely forgot it. But her father didn't forget it. And Nathan didn't forget it. And another thing that she kept saying is her father always taught her to keep cash in the house and to always have cash on her and how she can bargain better with cash. At the same time, she said that she has been receiving a lot of issues or a lot of calls of where she pretty much had to move. I don't know if I can necessarily say the word, but you guys will catch my drift. She's had to move because of this trial and also because of her stance on gangs and stuff like that. She, has had some issues since she's become DA. So if you have had issues and you've had to up your security, why in the hell are you telling us that you have so much cash in your house? Why are you telling us that you have so much cash on you? That's not smart. And honestly, that's why a lot of people are saying her credibility is shot, because especially in this day and age after the pandemic, how many people really carry that much cash on them, period? Especially the amounts of money that she claimed she had. So the problem is, I don't know if she didn't care anymore about necessarily trying this case, and that's why she responded the way that she did. But this is a bigger issue that, even Judge Joe Brown said that she could possibly get disbarred. Like she could get her license taken away from her to practice law. And apparently he can too. But here's the problem. He's not the DA. In my opinion, she got way much more to lose than him. She was the D. Well, she is. I ain't gonna say was. She is the DA. She let her emotions take over, and she was very, 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 in my opinion, yes, Denise, very. But you see how later she came to her senses and tried to say it was never more than 9,000, brought up that number under 10K threshold. I'm telling you. And then another thing that was brought up is that the IRS may get involved. Because when you're dealing with that much cash, at a certain point, you're supposed to report that to the IRS. So potentially she could be in a lot of damn trouble. Potentially. And it irks me because it's just like, come on, we don't have many opportunities as women, as Black women, to get in those positions. We don't. And we also know, and she even said, and she has a father who, apparently is allegedly a former Black Panther who turned attorney. She knows, as a Black woman and Black people, period, what we can be up against and how we always have to cross every T and dot every I consistently. And yet, you literally allowed some peen and companionship for a guy that pretty much said allegedly that the only thing a woman can do is make him a sandwich. You literally risk it all for him. For him. Not your father, because I can understand that. You pretty much said the only man who has footed all of my bills is my daddy, rightfully so. So I could see you sitting up there doing what you can to hold your daddy down, because your daddy has held you down his whole entire life, your whole entire life. But him? So it's just like, I'm blown away. I just think she felt tried, and unfortunately she took the bait and let them get under her skin. I understand her position, but it was the wrong place. True, Joseph, but here's the problem. How many chances do we get to make it right after we mess up like that? Think about it. We don't get that option of, we don't get that luxury of, I tried, it was a mistake, they got under my skin, and I got emotional. Do we get that privilege? Let me know, because I sure as hell haven't seen it, especially when you're in higher positions like this. She let them get the best of her. Wrong place. But the problem is, this is now going to be held against her. Now I'm looking at news that's pretty much saying she needs to step aside. I even saw one news article that annoyed the hell out of me, because the headline says something about how Black women shouldn't be in these positions, or this is why people have issues with Black women being in these positions. Seriously, they're taking this as an example. It literally says Fani Willis testimony evokes long-standing frustrations for Black women leaders. Stuff like that. Fani Willis should step aside. It's when I tell you, it's just one of those things where this is bad, you guys. This is bad. And, it's a sad situation because I feel like this all stems from the political stuff that was going back and forth in 2020. It all stems from this. But I just don't understand how you allowed this relationship to really potentially ruin your 30 plus year career. Because if she loses her license, what else? I mean, I'm sure she'll be able to find a job. She's highly educated, I'm sure. But you worked so hard to get that license. You worked so hard to get your law degree. You worked so hard to pass that bar. And I'm like, over this man right here, this man, and y'all ain't even together anymore. And it also makes me wonder, low key, if there was something else going on behind the scenes where somebody truly wanted to take her down and literally took the bait, if you know what I mean. Because literally, if this has been going on since 2019, allegedly 2020, like, why is it just now coming out? I don't know. And it's coming out during an election year at that. An election year. So something like in this situation, I don't know if I can feel sorry for her, you guys. And I feel sorry for her because I think that she, in her mind, maybe thought that this man would be worth it. I don't know. But she had to know that what she was doing was possibly unethical, hence the reason why she claims she used cash for everything. Because a lot of people are saying that. Why were you using cash for everything? You're giving the excuse because you're always supposed to have cash on you, but not that much cash. Not that much cash. So it's like, were you doing that because you knew what you were doing was wrong and you just thought you weren't going to get caught? And see, that's where it's just like, come the hell on. We don't get the luxury to F up like this. We just don't. And it's like now, her reputation is potentially shot. And some people may look at it as in she did the damn thing. She's my shero. Okay, fine. But here's the problem. She is supposed to represent this city. She's supposed to be the district attorney of this city. So you don't even represent yourself. You represent this city as the district attorney. That's the oath. That's the job that you took. Therefore, you need to make sure that you act accordingly. And I only showed you guys clips. There were so many other things. She kept coming for that woman. She was rude as hell. But interesting enough, though, in my opinion, when the guy said something, she wasn't as rude, but when he kept telling her to please just answer the question, she was like, "Don't yell at me. Please don't yell at me." She was ready, like she was on the playground ready to fight. There was nothing professional about that situation. It may have been great entertainment, but it wasn't great for her career. It wasn't. It was not great for her career. Let me see what you guys are saying. Bringing charges against Trump, she should have known all eyes were going to be on her. Exactly. All eyes were going to be on you. But here's the thing, even without those charges, as a Black woman in a very high position, all eyes are on you anyways. Have we not been taught that? Black woman, woman of color, or a woman, period. Have we not been taught that you have to move differently and you have to understand that you can't mess up because there are all eyes on you? So even before those charges, she definitely should have known that she had to be cautious. Again, she has a father who's an attorney who allegedly was a former Black Panther. If he ain't taught you something, I don't know who the hell would teach you something. And so you only get one shot. She's blowing it. Sad. Yeah, the year of exposure. Yeah, we've been saying that. She wasn't trying to leave a paper trail. But in this day and age with technology, you're still leaving a paper trail. See, I think the problem is that even with older people, now she's not old, but she's definitely of the generation that she did all of her schooling and everything. This is before the internet really came out. This is before all of that. I think because, again, back in the day, the 70s, the 80s, and even the 90s, cash wouldn't create a paper trail. But in this day and age, you still can have a paper trail because, again, if she's giving you that type of money, you're not depositing it anywhere. You know what I'm saying? That would create a paper trail if they could say, yes, on such and such day, she claims she gave him $1,000, and on that same day or the next day or a week later, he deposited $1,000. So to me, there's always a way to have a paper trail. And again, with so many ways to actually give people money, Cash App, Zelle, so many ways like that. Why would you? Why would you do that? So it's like, regardless, you can easily get caught, regardless. People here in Atlanta act like this all the time. Well, Denise, I said you were the ATL, but what do you mean by act like this? You mean by acting like they don't know, or what do you mean by that? Let me know. It's sad that U.S. in general, but specifically Black women, are forced to play the proper docile role in order to be taken somewhat serious, knowing that the system want to take you down as much as possible. Right, Joseph. I definitely know that as a Black woman. And the problem is, when you know that, you've been taught that, you have to move a different way. It's not the fact that she had to be docile. To me, she came off very defensive, like just too defensive in the situation. But the thing is, she knows that there's always a system that's trying to take her down. So why would you have this alleged relationship with him and then hire him for this case? Like, why? Why would you do that? That to me is just messy. It's just really creating an issue where it could lead to some BS that will potentially, allegedly, ruin your career. Why risk it? Why risk it when you already know how the system is built when it comes to Black women? The system is not for Black women. And here you are, though, in a lead position working for the system. Let me repeat that again. She is in a lead position working for the system. She's a DA. She works for the system to put bad guys away. She got in a very high ranking position in the system. So is it possible that she thought she was untouchable now because now she was in a high ranking position in the system, maybe? I don't know. But what I do know is at any moment, there is no way that you need to relax and think that your ass is untouchable. And even when this all came out, she literally came in, and apparently she went into the courtroom, and I think the attorney that was questioning her, the woman attorney, was like, how did you know you were going to be called next? And Fani was like, it made sense. Like, you were done with him or whatever the case may be. So I just came here because I'm ready to have this conversation. Like, she was ready to go. She was shaking. She even got flipped. Like, she literally flipped out kind of with the judge. And I'm just like, girl, that's the guy, like, that's his courtroom. You know that better than anyone. Fani probably had flashbacks of her high school in the bathroom during lunchtime, ready to knock heads off because somebody got slick at the mouth with her. She seemed like she had a flashback. That's what I said. She showed she was from Inglewood. She showed she was from Inglewood. She showed her ass. There's really no nice way to put it. She showed her ass. And maybe in a temporary moment, there were women who was like, tell him. Not for me. Not for me. The best way, I love when a fellow Black woman knows how to read someone down or question someone and put it back on them with the utmost intelligence, with a smile on their face. They're sweet. Like, that's the type of read and shade that I respect and I love. That was not the case. That was straight up, I'm Kiki from the hood, and I'm about to let you know I'm from the hood, and try me if you want to. And she even made a comment like, see, you trying to be cute, don't be cute with me. Baby, she showed her ass. She showed her ass. Chris says you have been on the road this week, and I thank you for it. Hey, I literally, sometimes when something is truly on my heart, I have to say it. And I kept looking at the situation. I kept playing it over and over again. And then when I saw Judge Joe Brown and he gave his commentary on it and how potentially where this could lead for her and the legal issues behind it and how she could lose her license. And I said, oh, hell nah, not over this fool. Not over him. Like, are you crazy? Like, we have to do better. 30 years of a career, and now it can go down the drain for this, for some peen. Because really, that's just all it is. It's some peen, not your husband. Peen that you went on trips with just to have a companion, and a companion that, based on what you said, didn't even respect you because he felt like you should be in the kitchen making a sandwich. How does that make sense that you about to lose possibly your whole entire career for this piece of shit? Like, the fact that she literally said that that's what that man said. Oh, a woman is only good to make him a sandwich. And the crazy part about it is that she hired him. This woman hired him. And so now this woman could potentially lose her career, could potentially lose it over this male chauvinist asshole who literally sat up there and told her allegedly that, yeah, a woman can make me a sandwich. Now, interesting enough, though, he kept his cool on that stand. He was yes, ma'am. He was no, ma'am. He kept his cool. You see what I'm saying? He kept his cool. He was very like low. And here's the problem. The problem with this is because he came real cool, calm, and collective, and she came the way that she came, she made herself look bad. And sadly, what he actually said about her, because he was also saying that that's been their issue, is that she always want to show that she can pay her own way. In other words, what he was trying to imply, in my opinion, he was trying to imply that she is that stereotypical aggressive Black woman who's independent, don't need no man. And while a relationship, they try to have relationships with Black women, this is what happens. To me, in my opinion, that's what he was trying to imply. And then when she got on the stand, I said, well, damn. Well, damn. I'm like, well, you didn't make us look good. You did not make us look good. Hey, are you new here? Are you new here? If you are new here, welcome. Fani is a sugar mama, a bird and a chicken head. Sad to see it, but she's going to be disbarred. He used her. He's trapped. You know, sadly, that may be the case. I don't know. I don't want to say, that's for sure, but it's to be disbarred, to lose your license over this man, because essentially that's what it is. And please, I hope I don't hear people be like, nah, she going through this because of Trump. No, if she would have never had this relationship with this man and hired him to be the lead on this actual case with Trump and had a personal relationship with him, we would not be here today. Okay. The issue is the relationship she had with this man. And the fact that she hired him and apparently paid him that large sum of money to actually, take on this case. If it wasn't for that, it has nothing to do with Trump. Now, some can say that Trump's people had this already planned to come back at her. But again, some people feel it was a witch hunt when it came to them trying to find a reason to take Trump down. What the hell make y'all think that Trump's people and the Republican Party is not going to turn around and do the same thing? Did we forget how catty and crazy the politics can go, especially during an election year? So again, when you're dealing with that on top of you being a Black woman, you have to move a certain way. Had masculine energy, not good. You think a Black woman acting a fool during that questioning was bad. Imagine a Black man being hood, flexing, and all thought, who child, yeah, but he didn't act like that. Neither did her father act like that. All I want to know is if a man willingly risk his career for her, regardless if that's your man, you have to think about yourself first and think about the future if that man leaves you to fend for yourself. And I'm gonna leave that up there for a minute because that's my whole point of this. She, to me, risked her career, her livelihood, her reputation for him. Did he do the same for her? She hired him. She was paying him. She took him on trips. Do y'all understand what I'm saying here? She sat up there and hired him. She made him a contractor for Atlanta. She took him on trips. She paid for his 50th birthday celebration. She said her 50th was trash. She wanted to make sure she did, I guess, 50 big for him. Did he ever do anything big for you? Did he make sure that if your 50th birthday was trash, was your 51st birthday an amazing experience? Like, make it make sense. What, did he do something big for you for Valentine's Day? You doing all of this stuff for this man. It don't look like he put in the same energy for you. And here you are, the DA, and now you have created this reputation that seemed to be squeaky clean before this man came along and you wanted to have a personal relationship with him. It's not squeaky clean anymore. And now your credibility is shot. Credibility is shot. Was it worth it, Gangsta Boo? I didn't see her dad have to check that. Yes, her dad has a whole 2-hour testimony. For her dad to be 80 plus years old, very sharp. Also, an attorney. I don't know what schools he went to, but I know he is Greek. He's a Kappa. He was on it. He was definitely on it. And he did say, he confirmed that, he's always told his daughter, he said it's a Black thing, but he's always told his daughter to keep cash, around the house or whatever. I don't think that's necessarily a Black thing. I think a lot of people, a lot of cultures, a lot of races do that. But, I also didn't think it was smart to really just talk about all this type of money. And you pretty much keep saying that you got to move because you got people, calling you and, talking shit, making you so nervous that you have to leave your home and have to move constantly. So I didn't think that was good. And then also it's like, well, how often do you walk around Atlanta? Like you certain things. I was like, why are you over explaining yourself? She should have took the fifth. She should have took the fifth. She shouldn't have said nothing at all whatsoever. So I would like to know where this is going to go. My guess, she definitely, at minimum, she's going to be removed from the Trump case. That's at minimum, she's going to be removed from the Trump case. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked. It would have to be a miracle, and I believe in miracles. Maybe she praying and fasting at this point, that she does not be removed as DA. She, it would be a miracle because the way that she represented herself, it was not, as she say, cute. It wasn't cute at all whatsoever. And I understand as a Black woman, we get frustrated and we can sometimes lose our cool, but we also have to know when we need to check those emotions because you are on a bigger, with the leadership that she has, she's on a bigger stage. She has no choice but to play the position well. So then that way, other women that look like her can get into the same position, if not higher. Unfortunately, as Black women and even as Black men, and I'm sure other races and cultures feel this way also, we're never just representing ourselves. We're never just representing ourselves. We represent the community, and when these things happen, we represent the community when we get elected in these type of positions. So, you're on a higher, people are watching you. So, and that's why that's why I had to name it what I named. You never ruin your career for no peen. If you about to sit up there and lose your livelihood in your career, it better be for your blood like your father. You know what I'm saying? Or hell, even I would say maybe your husband that you've had for 10, 20, 30 years. But not a man that she claims allegedly she wasn't even in a relationship for 2 years. Like, and now he's gone his separate ways. She's gone her separate ways. Now let her tell it. They're even closer friends now because of what has occurred. Yeah, well, unfortunately, that tends to happen when you guys are both in some hot shit. When you guys are both under major scrutiny, that trauma will make y'all bond. But when this is all said and done and this is over with, is he going to be there? I don't know. Don't know about that. But with that being said, you guys, that's what I wanted to talk about because I just said let me see what you're saying. I don't think this will end her career per se, but I think now every time they see her, they're going to have a certain agenda out for her and push a few buttons. It's just a recipe for disaster from now on. Right. And they also have now know she's not good with pressure, Joseph. And that's another problem too. You have proven at this point to the world, at least all of the US, but I would say, hell, I wouldn't be shocked if this is being aired, you know what I'm saying, in other countries. Well, hell, it's on YouTube. So yeah, I'm sure other countries are looking at it. Now they know that you can't handle pressure. Now it's interesting that she definitely has been on the receiving end. She's definitely been the one who's actually given the heat to people who've probably been on trial. She has constantly questioned witnesses and stuff and was able, to try to, make them buckle under pressure. She damn sure couldn't handle it when she was on the receiving end, though. She couldn't handle it. She couldn't take it. And to me, at this point, you have proven that you can't handle it. So what does that mean when people know that you can't handle it and you're going to get extra emotional? They're going to keep trying you. They are going to continue to try you and continue to try you because you've proven that just them asking you simple questions, you was ready to go straight up Inglewood on them. You were willing to go there. And I know it's frustrating, but I'm sorry. We got to do better. We have to do better because damn, like I'm disappointed. I'm saddened and I'm annoyed because I'm like, I'd be damned if you ruin your career, your education, everything that you've done. Now, as far as you're saying that it may not end her career, it may end her career as far as DA. But the problem is if she lose her license, Joseph, then what else? What could she do? She's been an attorney for 30 years. What if she loses her license, she's disbarred, what is she going to do? Now, because of her connections probably, who knows? She probably could take that career and be I don't know, an analyst. I don't know. She can probably do some things that don't require her to actually use her license. She won't practice law, but she can give her perspective on, certain cases, I guess. Maybe she can do something like that. But to not practice law when you work so hard to get that degree and get, to be able to pass the bar and work this hard for 30 years just to have it removed for 2 years of pleasure, allegedly, I'll be damned. Ain't no way. Let me tell you something. Young ladies who are listening to this, or even ladies my age that are listening to this, there ain't no peen out there worth this. No peen. Okay? And if that peen gets you that frustrated where you about to lose your livelihood possibly because of this, let me tell you something. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. And honestly, that should tell you, in my opinion, how he was thinking too. He was too busy trying to get the bag because if he truly cared about her, he may have even questioned like, I don't think this is a good idea because we are in a relationship, great opportunity, but all money ain't good money. And I'm looking at the longevity of this on if we possibly may get caught. You know what I mean? Like, but he just saw them dollar signs. Like, what? I mean, truthfully, what man wouldn't see? Apparently, she gave him 600 for this case, $600,000 allegedly. 600,000. I've heard 700,000. Not only did he get that, he apparently got trips that she paid for and got some freaky tales. What man ain't about to take advantage of that opportunity? What man is not about to take advantage of that? And she even said that him being a man, he would say the last time they probably was together on a physical level was the last time they really dealt with each other. But she said it was more the end of that summer because they had the conversation. But the last physical part was like June or July. So that should just tell you that, in my opinion, he seemed like he was in it to take advantage of all the situations he possibly can. Hey, Eartha, red-handed. Her career is over. He will be disbarred. G.A. House is looking at how she spent money and is looking at all her cases. She will be disbarred. Disbarred. I'm sorry, you guys. It's been a long day. She can do TV commentary and maybe teach in college. Yeah, she can. She can. And probably can still make good money doing it too. So, but as far as her being a practicing attorney, yeah, that would be over if they disbarred her. If they do. Slime attracts slime. Wade and Willis are one to say, well, damn. Damn. Okay, so you like F that, they both trash in your opinion. Hey, but we respect each other's opinions around here. So if that's how you feel, that is definitely how you can feel. Both will go down, but he may cop a plea to save himself and give more evidence on her. Now, if he do that, because you remember, she's the only one who said that they're no longer together, but they're friends, and they probably will be the closest of friends. Like, she made it seem like they ride or die at this point because of this case. And so the fact that she wanted to make sure that she made it seem like their friendship is kind of unbreakable at this point, we will see. We will see. He had nothing to lose. She did. He was using her and she caught feelings. And this is why I'm doing this live. Because we just have to do better. And I'm saddened for her. Because if that happens, man, if that happens, and I know like her father, I'm sure her father was looking at her on that witness stand and was like, oh, my child don't realize that she losing her cool, because he was super smooth. If I was in her position, I would have a talk with myself to know what I'm going to say and how I'm going to say it without sounding arrogant. Also remember that I'm not arguing outside well, here's the thing. She literally, you can tell she came in with a ball of emotion. She was on fire. She clearly was not thinking straight at all. The problem is, though, it's almost like it seems like it was a blackout moment, because I could see if you come in strong, you know what I'm saying, just with rage and fire and aggression or whatever. And I hate that whole aggressive word, because I don't like when Black women are always stereotyped with that word aggressive. I hate it. But in this situation, that's just what it was. Like, and I could see if she started off that way and then she kind of took it back and just was like, okay, I know where I am. Even when the judge made them have a break, when she was like, it's a lie, and she put those papers up, he was like, we're taking a 5-minute break. She should have had that moment then to calm down. She did not calm down after that. She kept going. It was so many times that judge was like, okay, let's move on. She's already answered that question. Let's take a 5-minute break. I'm trying to warn you before I strike your testimony. She has so many times to be like, let me breathe. Let me breathe. Let me get myself back together and take control of my emotions and take control of the situation. And she didn't do it. She did not do it. he told her that all a woman could do is make him a sandwich, and she crossed that stuff out. Make sure when you say the S word and things like that, do a hashtag or like a asterisk or something on it. But yes. So yes. Now we don't know when he said that. We don't know when that happened. That could have been the last conversation they had before it completely, like she said, that serious conversation. I don't know. But let's just bring up that point. Let's just say that was the case. That conversation did happen and she still continued to deal with him. This is the examples that, we have to do better. When you have so much to lose, you have to be mindful of the people, your surroundings, the men you choose, the friends you choose, because this Robin lady definitely didn't have no issue throwing her under the bus. Now, apparently, allegedly, she was no longer working because she used to work apparently at Fulton County, I guess at the DA office. I don't know if she quit or she got fired, but they did mention that she didn't have a good review or something like that while she was there. So it seemed to me that this so-called alleged friend of hers, she said, hell no. Nah. Like, I don't know if she necessarily just telling the truth and it is what it is, or she trying to get some get back. Allegedly, in my opinion, I don't know. But when you're in certain positions, you need to keep your circle tight. You really do. And this is a good example of that. Let me see. Ozzy, hello. Frank thinks they are a Bonnie and Clyde, but I mean, what am I saying? Y'all, I'm tired. Fani thinks they are a Bonnie and Clyde, but he knows better. She ate the bait. You better say that again. Miss Eartha. She ate the bait. I know at first Nathan Wade was like, now why am I in it? No, he knew why he was in it. He knew why he's in. Now, I find it interesting, though, that she acted like she didn't want to tell his personal business, but then eventually told his personal medical business. But again, this is a moment where I think she let her emotions get to her, that she sometimes would just blurt out stuff and she wasn't even thinking. I saw somewhere online today that U.S. Marshal visited her home today. I think she was served. Rep controlled the house, and they are going to subpoena her. She met with Kamala. Whoa, wait a minute. That's why they asked her about if she went to the White House, because they're saying that they was trying to imply if she met with Kamala. Is there proof? Because I'm going to say allegedly based on what you're saying. Is there proof that she met with Kamala? Is there proof? Fani did the Carly Red. It was all a lie with the paper. She really did. She really did, without the tears though. But she really did. Anyone who visits the White House has to sign in. Both Wade and Willis to visit the White House in this. Now, remember, she did because I watched as much as I could, y'all. And I believe that woman who is on, I guess, Trump's side, I want to say she's Trump's attorney. She asked, or one of the guys asked her, has she been to Washington? And she said she had been to Washington for two things that were not, White House related. And then they were trying to imply if she had been in Washington at the same time with Nathan, or did they travel together? She said they didn't travel together. And then they said, well, were you there with him at the same time? And I think she said no. And I think someone asked her if she had visited the White House. The White House came up, but it was kind of brushed over. But someone mentioned something about the White House during that trial. It's hours, but I could have sworn someone, and again, this is just allegedly because I don't want to say for a fact, but I could have sworn someone said something about the White House. Fani gave her a choice to resign or get fired. That's what the former friend testified on the stand. Okay, so the problem is that I guess, would people find her testimony to be credible because of the fact that this was an alleged friend who pretty much wasn't doing well as far as, I guess, her performance is concerned, and had no choice but to either quit or get fired. So is she saying that just so then that way she can get some get back on Fani? or what, but she claims that that relationship started a long time ago. You cannot visit the White House and not sign in. So then if that's the case, and did if she met with Kamala, did she meet with Kamala at the White House? Because it didn't have to be at the White House. It didn't have to be at the White House. But if that's the case and they have proof of that, why didn't they sit up there and say that today? Why didn't they say, well, on such and such date, we see you signing in? You know what I mean? Like, why didn't they catch her in that lie immediately, which will really shot her credibility as far as her lying on the stand or whatever the case may be. So if she met with Kamala, if that is true at all, maybe she didn't meet her at the White House, or maybe it didn't happen at all. But I feel like if she did, they would have called her out right then and there. Someone did ask her about DC and the White House. Okay, I remember because I was like, they said the White House, and I was like, what are they trying to imply here? Because of course, this is bigger than it's about this relationship. But again, we're in an election year and it's about the blue versus the red versus the blue. So this is just a bigger storyline because what's going on as far as this election. It's in the log. She lied, perjured herself. That's why she will be disbarred. Plus, she misappropriated funds. Okay, well, you know what? You seem like you know what you're talking about. Now, I don't know if you have become an official crew member and actually have subscribed to the channel, but I'm going to continue to follow this to see where this is going to go. If what you're saying comes out, by all means, please come to the channel and we are going to talk about this because you making it seem like you know for sure she was there. Records show she signed in. Judge stopped them. And I think the judge helped push it along because he basically said, y'all asked that already. Well, you know there's no jury. So it's going to be the judge's decision in this situation. There's no jury. So it's the judge. It's the judge that I guess is going to ultimately make the decision on what, what's going to happen. Judge used to be a lawyer under Fani, so he was scared to correct her. That's why he treaded lightly. Plus, they say he's up for re-election in 3 months. He was under her? I watch all day because I work from home. Gotcha. Well, I mean, I'm sure they have a good working relationship, but he did let her know, like, you're gonna get a strike, as far as your testimony is concerned if you continue this way. And I think he was, in my opinion, trying to save her, because when she was like, it's a lie, he was like, we taking a break. He was trying to help her calm down. And to me, it continued and continued and continued, because when she was talking about a man is not a plan, he's a companion, she was talking to the guy attorney, and that was after she had her back and forth with the female attorney. So I was just like, to me, she just kept getting more and more upset. Even if the judge rules not to remove her, Fani is done. Well, hey, and this is why I did this live, because was it worth it? I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I'd be damned. Like, as hard as it is to get in the position that she is in, I'd be damned. You, maybe your son, your father, but him, no way. The judge was a lawyer before. Judge was a lawyer. Well, I'm sure, but I didn't know that he worked under Fani. Hey, May, I think there were quite a few times she lied and they could have hemmed her up and didn't. I'm sure they're going to use it against her soon. Yeah. Is she going back up on the stand, though? At this point, I would plead the fifth. Can she plead the fifth after she did? Can she plead the fifth after this point? Like, can she tell them, I plead the fifth, I'm not going back on the stand? At this point, I would, but that's me. The white lady with the dark hair, not the blonde, but the other lady was Fani's assistant DA. Got it. Yeah, of course, the people who were representing her were people that work for her. Yeah, definitely. The lady with the dark hair was Fani's DA, and she was questioning her. That's why they softball Fani and let her control the courtroom. Yeah, because she's the boss. She's the boss of them. They was just there to help her, but at the end of the day, they can't really tell her boss, calm down. Like, child. They was like, okay, well, we trying to help her, but if she willing to drown, let her drown. And honestly, interesting enough, Fani's assistant DA ends up becoming DA if she if she gets removed, right? If she gets removed, do they have to like elect someone again for that DA position, or they can put a temporary person in there? That's what I want to know. Like, if they remove her, what happens with that DA position? Does anybody know? I would like to know. She can refuse to answer, but it won't look good in her favor. She's in trouble. Whew. Y'all, how do you guys feel about this? Let me know, and then we can end the live. How do you feel about this? Do you feel that you feel sad for her and she should get a second chance, or do you feel like this is just what she deserves? Let me know how y'all feel about it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad, but at the same time, this woman is in her 50s. I'm sure she's seen a lot, been through a lot, has gone through some crazy trials, has seen some crazy trials. So it's like, I feel for her, but I'm just like, you just let yourself go. And we just know how society works. You only get one opportunity. She won't be the boss for long. Don't put all your faith into defending a relationship if your partner won't put the same effort into you. Now you're up. Exactly. Exactly. And that is what I'm saying. All of this for Peen and all of this, and still on the witness stand, she is sitting up there saying how she did it big for him for his 50th, and how, you know what I mean, she wanted to make sure he had a nice trip, and how because of this, they probably will be friends forever. Still defending this man. Still defending him. And I don't remember him having that same type of admiration for her. I really don't. I don't remember when he was on the witness stand saying anything like that. Y'all let me know if you're saying nope, he did defend her and he really showed admiration. I don't remember that for him. Don't put and then it's an elected position. So I think that the blonde lady would step in Fani's shoes and then run when her term is up. So so in other words, if she's removed before her term is over, someone just automatically gets placed in her position until election, right? Right. So that means that so that means that someone is just going to be placed in her position. Now that's interesting, which makes me wonder how many people was around trying to take Fani down. How many people was around trying to take her down? Fani should not get a second chance. Fani fired a young Black woman attorney when she told her that another guy was misappropriating funds for a grant that lady written. Wait a minute. Rewind. Fani fired a young Black woman attorney when she told her that another guy was misappropriating funds for a grant that the lady had written. So there was an attorney, you're saying in the DA office allegedly, that told Fani that this guy was misappropriating funds for a grant. So you mean the guy as in Nathan, or this young attorney was telling her somebody was misappropriating funds, and instead of Fani going after that guy, she ended up firing the woman? That's what you're saying? Fani is sleazy. It is what it is. Do you live in Atlanta? Sugar mama paying for trips, but got a $4,000 lien on her house. Well, okay, you live in Atlanta. You know a lot. You know a lot. And by all means, whatever you know, send me a DM on IG or email me. My information is in the about section. And if you have proof of all of this stuff, by all means, please let me know. Now, as far as the house is concerned, she says she don't even live in that house anymore. So she's just paying mortgage because no one can live there. So maybe something kind of a mishap happened or whatever the case may be. And that's why she has a lien, because she says she don't even live there no more. She's pretty much paying a mortgage and no one is even there. You can tell by her behavior that it was arrogant, aggressive, and rude. Yes, the audio recording out there. I looked her up on LinkedIn. Yes. Let me tell you her name. Hold on. No, not at all. Oh, you trying to say you don't live in the ATL? Um, Let me see. That's what I'm saying. Fani said all that, but Wade didn't have half as much energy as her. I mean, ride for your homeboy, but ask yourself, is it really worth it at the end of the day? Exactly. And it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. Hey, y'all, they were using grants for their person use. They were buying computers for who? Who? Who was doing that? Please explain, my Kimmy girl. No, I swear I don't. I have people in Atlanta, but I'm not from there. Oh, okay. No, they mentioned. Oh, they did mention the lean. They did mention the lean. Okay. Okay. Now, once I close this out, I'm gonna have to like put it in here or something. Okay, I'm gonna have to look up those people then. I'm gonna have to look up those people because yeah, you got me. Oh, you're saying the people in her office was doing that type of grimy stuff allegedly? Y'all be having the tea. I was just pretty much trying to say the peen wasn't worth it, but y'all coming out the woodwork. So is this something where you're saying that she's getting her karma? Is it possible? Is it possible the people in her office, they basically said how you have all this cash on hand, but could oh, and that's a valid point. That's a valid point. And I think she mentioned allegedly she had 4,000 in Belize. That is a good point. The lady she fired recorded her conversation with Fani. Oh, oh, wow. And I believe that Georgia is a one-way conversation consent type of state. So it doesn't have to be consent on both ways. Only one person can record and it's legal. I work for juvenile division. This young lady named wrote a grant. The grant asks for $700,000 for black gangs are used to keep them out of trouble. And so you're saying that the grant, they were taking that $700 and using it for other things, is what you're pretty much saying. Somebody in that DA's office, while that $700,000 was supposed to be for the gangs and the youth, they were using that money for other things. A couple wanted to use the money for other stuff, but the young lady was saying that the grant was specific. Ooh, this sounds like a rabbit hole of some shady shit, y'all. This sounds like, I've already put it in my little database to Google it. Yeah, this sounds like a rabbit hole of some shady nonsense, okay? Yeah, so now it makes me wonder if this is just her time. If this is just her time, that maybe, just maybe, she is now getting some karma coming her way for things that she allegedly did. I don't know. I don't know Fani. I didn't even know who she was until all of this stuff came out about them wanting to charge Trump. That is literally the first time I heard about Fani Willis. I don't know her. What I do know is, just based off of the information that when what we saw with our own eyes and heard with our own ears, that this woman lost her cool and lost her shit when it came to them asking her questions on the witness stand. I swear y'all are some hardcore researchers, because I'm just learning something new every second in this chat. Let me go refill my popcorn. That's what I'm saying, Joseph. Look, I was just coming in like, you don't let the peen control you and ruin your career. Baby, being on this late night live, you get some people coming with the real deal. I may need to do some more late night lives. Amanda told Fani that they could not do it, and 3 months later. Wow. Who allegedly, I'm gonna have to say allegedly, Fani fired the whistleblower when she told how the office was not using the money. Who? Y'all looking at this? Y'all looking at this? And what year was all of this, Kimmy? And I'm gonna call you too, because I'm too tired to be trying to pronounce stuff right now. Trust me, I am educated, but I'm tired as hell right now. What year was this? What year was this? They are both on LinkedIn for now. Probably will remove their profile soon though. Payback for Fani. I think she may have done a lot of sleazy stuff. Yeah, oh my indeed, man. Oh my indeed. Reaping what she sowed. And there was a video of speaking before about the people not having to worry about her having relationships with subordinates. Yes, I know that she said that. I think this is during her campaign run to be DA. I think she said that, and look at where we are now. I heard the recording this month. The other lesson learned is that you do not allow white people to use you for their. Ooh, okay. Well. Okay. I mean, hey, like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion here. If white people want to get rid of Trump, let them do it. Fani allowed herself to be the sacrifice. Well, like I said, it was a day. A lot of people feel like it was a witch hunt when it came for them coming for Trump. Now it's a witch hunt on her. And honestly, I don't really even know what the legal position is as far as this Trump case. Like when I tell you, I try to remove myself so much from politics because it to me is starting to get to the point where it's WWE, WWF. I've removed myself, but a lot of people, a lot of attorneys, I've heard that they say that the actual charges are BS. Then you have some that say that they're not BS. Who knows? Who knows? Black women in general. Of course, you're not. Isn't that's not all. That's not all. But yes, we do. We do live in America, but not all. Not all. But here's the problem with what you're saying on this. As a black person, you also got to watch out for your own too. So let me repeat that again. As a black person, you also have to watch out for your own too. Because to me, it's treason, and it's even more when your own screw you over. You know what I mean? When your own screw you over. Let me see. Move in silence. Exactly. Like I said, cross all the T's and dot the I's. I said that earlier. You have to move in silence. You have to play chess and not checkers. The charges are, yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. And so that's why they're saying, that's why a lot of the Trump supporters are eating this up when it comes to Fani right now, because they felt like his charges was BS. And now they're feeling like she's reaping what she sowed. Are they putting up their white daughters to go after Trump? No, black women must be careful. Not all promotions are good promotions. And was one of her campaign promises also to go after him? You know what I mean? Like, was that like one of her campaign promises? I think somebody mentioned that one of her campaign promises was to go after Trump. Preach. You don't see your own coming for you. Exactly, because you refuse to see it. But that be the snake move of all. That'd be the snake move of all. And I wouldn't put it past in this situation that someone that looks like Fani is also trying to help take Fani down. I wouldn't put it past in that situation. I'm sorry. I wouldn't. No, I don't. I know. I'm not saying that you know. I'm not saying that you hate white people. I didn't get that from you at all. But of course, and on sensitive social media, I know what you're saying is you're not saying all. You're saying, like the racist ones. I get it. But I'm just saying, you're not saying all of them. You're saying the ones who, are racist and ignorant. Me too. Politics isn't my favorite topic of discussion, but when some shit gets interesting to me, I gotta weigh my 2 cents on the conversation while doing proper research. Yeah, I agree. Letitia in New York is next too, because she made up charges that were fake. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess maybe that's another topic we're gonna have to talk about on another day. But yeah, as far as this Fani Willis situation is concerned, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. And for those, because again, I pretty much have to, work my career, my 9 to 5, during the day. If you guys get any information, by all means, send me a DM. It's the same name, the Chris Nicole, TheeKrysni. I can't even say it, Nicole. So definitely send me a DM or send me an email. And keep me updated, but I'll also keep myself updated as much as possible. And we'll come back and talk about it because I think this is quite interesting. But the whole point I was trying to make is you don't ever allow pain to destroy your career. You don't ever allow pain to destroy your career. You've worked too hard for it. Right, Fani ran on destroying Trump instead of helping the community. They know Trump is going to kick Biden's butt. Child, this is going to be a very interesting year. This is going to be a very interesting year. I typically don't like to talk about politics because people get so sensitive, especially during an election year. But I feel like we're going to have a lot of surprises and a lot more scandals and exposure that's going to come out. I do. I feel like this year is about to give us something to talk about probably on a weekly basis because it's getting crazy. Yo, if you got your own people trying to take you down along with white folks, you know that you truly effed up. Yeah. And we definitely have seen that. But see, it depends on the person. I feel bad for people who seem to are good people who have truly tried to help the community, and simply because of that they're being taken down. We have seen that in history before, but a lot of people, it sounds like recently, that have been taken down may just be getting their karma that they rightfully deserve. You know what I mean? That definitely, yeah, we've been saying that. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, 2024 is a year of exposure. It truly is. It truly is. And you know what? So be it. And what I mean by exposure, evil needs to be exposed. Evil needs to be exposed. To me, it always seemed like for so long the wrong people were being exposed. But now it seems like lightness is really coming into play now. Like the light is ready. It's ready to take over because darkness has been taking over for a very long time. The wars and the borders are, yeah, the immigration and all the illegal immigrants that are coming in New York and in Chicago area, California. Yeah, it's people talking about it. But again, this is 2024. I think we are in for a rude awakening for 2024. And I don't know if that's going to be good or bad, but again, you guys, we in Black History Month and we still in the middle of the month. And do you realize how much has gone down between January 1st and now February 18th? Do y'all realize how much has gone down? And it hasn't even been 2 months into 2024. This is crazy. Fani ain't no Barbara Jordan or Shirley Chisholm. Ooh. We are being replaced. Yep. Everybody been saying that. And you know who also been saying that? And I know a lot of people don't like her. Candace Owens said that years back. She really did. She said that years back that they were saying that, she was saying immigration is going to come in and they're going to allow illegal immigrants to constantly come in so they can get the vote. Like she said that. And look what's happening. She said, I remember when she said it, she was on that hip hop panel or whatever, and they were extremely rude to her because they just didn't like her and they weren't trying to hear what she had to say. And I remember she said that years ago, and here we are. 2024, the age of Aquarius. Chris, did you see the Monique is using situation? Yeah, you said that earlier, but we on Fani right now. I don't even want to talk about her. We on Fani, but yeah, I saw that earlier. I sent you a response on it. Yes, welcome to the crew, you two. Yes, definitely. Saying that Fani ain't no diva. She ain't no diva. That Fani ain't no diva, or maybe she is a diva. I guess it depends on who some people don't look at diva as a good thing. And some people look at diva, as a great thing. I guess it depends on what, definition you use for diva. But with that being said, you guys, I think we're going to have to just continue to watch this. We're going to have to continue to watch it. I'm wondering when the judge is going to make a decision. I'm wondering when the judge is going to make a decision on this. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to assume maybe within the next week or two he's going to have a decision. I'm ready to see what's going to happen. It's just a sad situation that you allow your whole career to be ruined over, in my opinion, this guy. Yep, a Diddy's revolt. And yes, I remember that. And I was like, that is so rude. Like, I like to hear different opinions as long as they're respectful. You know what I mean? Like, I think people know when someone's trying to be passive aggressive and an asshole and trying to, be disrespectful. I don't think Candace Owens was doing that. She was just giving her opinion, and just because they didn't like it, they was booing her. Diva is a bad thing. We saw a T.I. Yeah, he said because she was on some bullshit. I remember that. I watched it. It was sad. And here it is now. How many years later? And what she said, we're seeing it. So I don't think Candace Owens, everything that she says is entirely bad. You know what I mean? Like, I think she has made some valid points. There are certain things I don't agree with, and I'm like, she's full of it. And then other things I'm like, she may have a point. And some things that she's saying, it's been showing up as it's happening. This week, a decision will come down this week. All right, so this week after President's Day is tomorrow. So sometime this week, then we're probably going to hear what's going to happen with Fani. They got to know letting in thousands and thousands of people is not good. Well, if it helps them for the vote, maybe they don't know or they don't care. They don't care. So this is going to be interesting, y'all. This is going to be an interesting case when it comes to Fani, and it's going to be an interesting election. But with that being said, you guys, I appreciate the late night live and people coming in. Make sure you hit the like button. Please share and subscribe. And we're going to continue to watch this. And if anybody has any more information as far as, this case or some more info when it comes to Fani, child, I didn't know all of this stuff. But again, allegedly. But I was not aware how dirty it seems like that office has been. So I don't even know what to say at this point. But what I do know is this. She needs to make sure that at the end of the day, you don't ever allow no man to be the reason that you're taken down. Now, you may be taken down because of your blood. You may be taken down because of, your children, your father, whatever, but never a man that truly, clearly showed you that he doesn't even respect you by making that comment about only women are good for making sandwiches. You never allow that man to take you down. And you willing to pay him all of this money and take him on trips. I hope it was worth it. That peen was expensive, Fani. In so many ways, it was expensive. But with that being said, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.